Hello, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Mr. J's Geek Corner. Place we talk about anything and everything that is geek, whether it be TV, comics, movies, and video games. And as y'all know, there's been a lot of news that's come out in the last month or so about the new Star Wars sequel, Star Wars Episode VII, the as yet to be named Star Wars Episode VII. And I'm gonna say of all the news I heard, I'm gonna officially quote Star Wars, quote often quoted line in all the Star Wars movies, and say this: I got a bad feeling about this. I mean, y'all know, y'all probably seen my other videos about my reservations about my reservations and fears about this new Star Wars movie that got coming out, and I had a feeling that I had a feeling we were almost going to see the biggest flop in the history of major cinema, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope it winds up being one of the most successful movies ever. But everything I keep seeing, it looks like it's going to end up becoming the demise of the Star Wars franchise, especially in the hands of Disney. I've said. I remember saying one time before, my one of my worst fears was that they would get rid of. I said I was scared. I was afraid they were going to get rid of the expanded universe, where it was just going to fit in there and everything. Well, lately, in the last month or so, the things have started coming down the pike. Like they finally showed the first official cast photo of everybody of the cast. And when I heard some of the names, and of course there's the originals, their original cast and everything, and then they started listing at least one other the guy who they listed a guy named Max von Sydow who has played countless villains on stuff, and is most famously known for his roles as Ming the Merciless in Flash Gordon, the main priest from The Exorcist, and Chief Justice Fargo from the Sylvester Stallone Judge Dredd that I actually like. But and he's in like Minority Report and a bunch of other stuff. He's a good actor, and of course immediately they're probably going to cast him as the villain. And when I heard I heard his name in there. And heard that there a lot of these actors have actually has pretty good roles and stuff. My in particular his name, my faith in this movie actually picked up a little bit. But then came the news, I think it was either a week or so later, of how this movie's going to fit into everything. And that's what immediately dashed my confidence in this movie. And that is, I said in previous episodes I mentioned that I was afraid that they were going to get rid. This was going to destroy the extended universe, the expanded universe that has been being built for over 20 years. I'm thinking that's how long the expanded universe has been building for all these years, like all these books and all these books have built upon all this expanded universe that is built upon by novels and comic books and all these various media that has built upon this universe to expand it like it has. And I was afraid that this was going to get destroyed. A few weeks ago, my fears were realized. Mine and a lot of other fans were realized. They're going to dispose of the expanded universe. They're going to get rid of it. They said they're going to put it into like an enjoyable alternate universe. All of a sudden, what has been canon for about 20 years is now going to become an alternate universe just so they can fit in this new Star Wars movie. It upset, and like I said, any confidence I had in this movie being a success just went down the toilet. Just got thrown out the window with the expanded universe. And they throw that expanded universe, any faith I had in this movie went with it. I mean, like I said, I hope that I'm wrong about it being a flop. But it ain't looking good, people. It ain't looking good. I mean, you take 20... I mean, it's just like DC taking 75 years of history and throwing it out the door for the New 52. This is the same thing. 20 years of expanded universe history, like stuff like Crimson Empire and Dark Empire. Now, like stories like Dark Empire, where the Emperor returns. Crimson Empire. Just dozens of stories that have expanded upon the universe after Return of the Jedi ended. I mean, you got all this stuff like the new Jedi Order novels and the Yuuzhan Vong War and stuff like that that are now going to go by the wayside. They're going to go to an alternate, stuff like Legacy that took place in like 150 something years after Return of the Jedi happened. They're going to take all that and toss it over to the side, so they can make a new one. So they can cram in this money, this attempt at making money, known as that Star Wars Episode VII. Another thing to talk about, said I know a lot of folks will probably praise this. Said they're going to go less from digital to practical effects. While that sounds all well and good, what are you going to be doing in this movie? I mean, I said I have a lot of reservations. I mean, I'm not liking what I'm hearing. I mean, when they announced the cast, I had a little ray of hope, and it got dashed the minute they said they were going to get rid of the expanded universe. They're going to wipe the slate clean and start all over again. So in other words, no more books. No more books, no more comics of the expanded universe. Anything inside the trilogy is probably safe, but anything like Legacy, like the Legacy universe, or anything like the Legacy stories, or the New Jedi Order, or anything that takes place after New Jedi Order around that time, might as well forget it. They're going to put a halt to that. They put a halt to that just like they did Clone Wars. They put a halt to that like they did Clone Wars. Just like they did every other Star Wars video game. Well, I'm afraid that what you're seeing is the destruction of a once great movie franchise. There's a lot of folks that probably say that. Well, that happened about the time of that happened under the hand of George Lucas when he made all these prequels. No, it didn't. It just his prequels, to me, enriched and enhanced the history. I mean, everybody got tired of Clone Wars stuff, yeah. But at least the Clone Wars TV show that took place between 2 and 3, at least that was leading somewhere. At least that was leading somewhere, and it was a hit show. And yet they still tossed it out the door. Of course, I've heard recently they're bringing it back for a few episodes for another season, possibly bring it back for another season, try to finish things up. But still, it's just not. I've just got an awful feeling in the pit of my stomach that you're going to see not only the biggest flop in the history of movies, but you're going to see the absolute and total decimation and destruction and desolation of the Star Wars franchise as we know it. I mean, I loved Star Wars growing up. Still do. But you're going to see, I mean, ever since they first announced that they had sold it to Disney, and then they said they're going to make another movie with the original cast in it, who are now up in their 60s and 70s. They're going to try to have them come out of retirement and make another movie. I had a bad feeling from the start, and I still got it. And it just keeps getting worse and worse the more I keep hearing. And now they've made Now they got a contest going where you could probably star in it yourself. You could win a part in it. I'm sorry, but I wouldn't want to star in a movie that could be one of the biggest turkeys of all time. I'm sorry, I can't do that. As cool as that sounds, why would you want to be known for being in a movie that could probably be the biggest box office bust of all time? Why would you want to do that? I wouldn't. I said again, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. And also hope I'm wrong too. Hope that this is the one. Hope that it does breathe some new life into the Star Wars franchise. Hope it does do something new with it, because all signs are pointing to a box office bust. It is pointing to a box office flop that is going to cost Disney millions of dollars and destroy the franchise, and once again make every fan angry. Now, like I said, whoever fan, if it turns out to be a bust, whatever fan claims that this is the greatest, if there's a lot of fans come out there saying this is the greatest thing since the first Star Wars, I tell you what, they need to have serious talking to somebody. They ain't watching the same movie. Hope that this ends up being a success and not a flop. I don't want it to be a flop. I really don't. Much of it sounds like I want it to be a flop. I really don't. Because like I said, I love Star Wars. It's one of my favorite science fiction movie series, science fiction series ever. One of my favorite science fiction series. I don't want to see it go belly up. I don't want to see it become a dud. I don't want to see it become desolate and non-profitable or anything. I want it to be a success. I want this to be a success. But at the same time, what I keep seeing of it, it don't look like it's going to be. It's looking complete opposite. I'm trying to be realistic about this. I'm hopeful that it turns into a big success, but it's not looking good, folks. It's not looking good. But pray that I'm wrong. Hope and pray that I'm wrong about this and it don't become a big dud, because right now it is looking like it. It's really looking like it, and it's just, again, I say I have a bad feeling about this. I have got a bad feeling about this. But what do y'all think? Y'all think I'm out of line? Y'all agree? Y'all disagree with this? Y'all think it's going to be the biggest bust and the biggest box office flop ever? Or y'all think this is going to be the best Star Wars movie ever made? Let me know what you think. As always, drop a comment in the comment box. I would love to hear your comments on this. And that's all for this week's edition of Mr. J's Geek Corner. And as always, if you have any kind of comments about the show, drop me a comment in the comment box. Like, subscribe, tell all your friends. If y'all have any ideas about or anything you want to hear me, any subjects or anything you want to hear me talk about on the show, drop me a comment in the comment box. I'm always looking for fresh new things and ideas to talk about on this show. I'm always open to your ideas. I'm always open to listen. I'm always open to hear new ideas and everything. And you never know when your idea may end up becoming an episode of Mr. J's Geek Corner. So I said, drop me an idea in the comment box. I would love to hear from y'all. And I'll see y'all next time.